As of the time of this recording, Far Cry 5 is 5 years old. That was honestly a shock when I first saw it, because it does not feel like it's been nearly that long. Man, COVID really messed up the sense of time, didn't it? But once I learned that, it honestly made me more excited to play this game again. The reason being that my first playthrough is still fresh in my mind, even after all that time. Plus, after giving Far Cry 6 a try, it just didn't resonate with me the same way. So I was more than happy to jump back in to the 5th installment.
Out of my mind, delirious. You should hop in the void if you're curious. I maneuver the flow of my energy willingly. Wizard of Zoo, the furious fool, releasing my demons and killing their moves. Just cause it was written don't mean that it's true. Disrupting my method, they want me to lose. Don't feel no pressure, been staying in tune. Ready when
Without giving too much away, I actually really enjoy the story of this game. Basically, it boils down to this. A religious cult has taken over an entire region of Montana and turned it into their own personal war zone. The war they're waging is led by 4 psychopathic siblings who use their religious beliefs to scare and torture those around them into following blindly. So, as you can imagine, this causes a ton of interesting, wild, and sometimes downright creepy moments. Now, you could say that the story boils down to the same thing as every other Far Cry game. A crazy guy with a lot of followers tries to kill you. And I wouldn't be mad at you for that. But the setting and motives of the characters are different enough for it to feel fresh and new. I'll say this, I've played Far Cry 3 through 6, and 5 is the only story that I've finished, let alone played a second time. So, I'll be totally honest, gameplay wise, if you've played one Far Cry game, then you've kind of played them all. I don't mean that as an insult, just that the games pretty much play the same. There's really only so much innovation that a developer can accomplish when it comes to a first-person shooter like this, especially when you're trying to keep things grounded in reality. So if you haven't played any Far Cry games, it's your typical first-person shooter with some solid stealth mechanics mixed in. It's a lot of fun and provides opportunities to face any combat scenario however you want to. So I'm confident that you'll have a ton of fun playing it if you choose to pick it up, but if you have played the series before, it'll feel pretty familiar to you. Plus, the game has co-op, so if you wanted a friend to join in on the fun, you can do that. Basically, my entire first playthrough was with one of my friends, and it was great. We had an incredible time, and going through clearing outposts together is the most fun thing to do. So, the gameplay definitely keeps you entertained throughout. This game holds true to the typical Ubisoft formula, which means there's a lot of enemies to kill, a bunch of towers to use as a way to unlock your map, and countless enemy outposts for you to take down. So if you're looking for a game that you can spend a ton of time playing, you found it in Far Cry 5. It's not going to supply the playtime of, say, a AAA RPG, but it still eats up a good chunk of your time. Plus, if you love to get collectibles in a game, which personally I can't do ever since the Riddler trophies in the Arkham games broke me, you'll find an abundance of them here in Far Cry 5. So I think it's safe to say you get your money's worth when it comes to content. So if you've been thinking about checking out Far Cry 5 for a while, or playing it for a second time like me, I totally think you should. With an interesting and creepy story, fun moment-to-moment gameplay that stays fresh throughout, and a bunch of content for you to digest, I think it's pretty safe to say that you'll have a good time. Obviously, if you don't like other Far Cry games, you probably won't like this one, and that's okay. For me personally, this is the only game in the series that I've finished, so it might be the same for you. Plus, I think it still holds up really well to this day, gameplay-wise and graphically. It looks like a game that could have come out pretty recently. And I know for a lot of people that can be a factor when playing a game that's been out for a couple years. So go check out Far Cry 5 for yourself. I don't think you'll be disappointed.
Cult will never break us. I got your back. You're a survivor.
What the hell is this?
Allied cruise missile launched.